Welcome to Chaotic Calling Streaming. My name is Starwind. I'm about to turn off this music. We're about to get started, and I will unmute Discord now. Click. There we go. Unmuted. You guys can now ruin my day the rest of the way. No, I'm just kidding. We do have a small crew today. It seems like a lot of people are very busy. I'll go ahead and get this turned off here. I think I forgot to do that last night or Friday. But at any rate, we're going to try to figure out something, though, aren't we? So, last we were here in Jillian Cove, we've had our little beach episode, and for the most part, a little unwinding, relaxing, getting to spend some time in the sun. And then we found some eggs being guarded by Sahugans and fighting engaged. Pretty much had a scrambled session there, and a sea dragon or a dragon turtle waft the waves as it sensed something bad happening to some certain eggs. But the Sahuagin are dead, so props to you. Rescue teams were created, and along with not just Dravenor, but everybody did participate in helping for a while before retiring to the end to leave the proper people in charge of what they should be doing. You've pretty much been spending most of the day doing whatever you guys want, so like, is there anything major I need to bring up, and where do we want to come in at? Oh yeah, Ashel Dress is here, by the way.
If you want to help me out, Star, in this case, because I might need to fill in some blanks from my end. Where I ended in last session was basically huddling with Alvarez. I was wondering if there's a way I could be able to pop out of that scenario with Alvarez not there, like maybe they snuck off to do more shadow of things.
I mean, we don't know what happened to Alvarez. We don't even have to say what happened to Alvarez.
That's why I wanted to check with you. So
Yeah.
we just kind of say that Vuzin just
He's in
pops
bed
in.
as far as we know.
Alright,
Or
just making
like
sure.
I'm kind of imagining it's late in the evening, right? Like we were getting to that point. But then again,
so.
you guys were talking about wanting to do something else. Let's get through this evening.
You kind of skipped
Yep.
over. You kind of skipped over a bit on a few bits of the last session.
Oh, I did so on purpose because I honestly went numb for most of that session. What else should we go over though? That's why I was opening it up to you guys.
Well, like, well, at the very least, Twist, Ashadress, and Alvarez, like went to go and pay the Golden Lobster a visit.
Mm-hmm.
Got more info about night hags, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Shang Chu said she was going to come along. You guys just have to give her a contact when you're ready.
Right. She said something with mages might know. I asked if any religious groups would know too, and they were like, I'm not sure of that. So I was like, okay.
I mean, you're welcome to go to a religious place and ask, but she doesn't care if you do or not.
And then she also offered her help in this endeavor since the organization has
an investment in her,
good connections with the Arcanum, but in exchange that now operative Kiso would help in Citadel Kingdom at a later date once all that was said and done.
Right. We also learned that Lyra really likes to burn her spell slots for sending.
Yep, that's the thing. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but she's not here to defend herself, guys. Why are you attacking her?
I'm just saying, no, it's cute because she was going like, I want to, people please come help, and we're just sitting there going.
And I literally had to tell her, why are you sitting it to someone you know who's not gonna help you to begin with?
You gotta let her go through it. You gotta let her.
I do, but I still have to be like, hey, do I need to bring it up to you that your character would know that that's Ashel Dress, right? Like, you don't want Ashel Dress, do you? Anyway.
Although it makes me think.
The worst part was that after she sent it to the right person, she literally gave no context for why they needed to come back.
No, right?
But I will say, like,
she thought that Ashel Dress gave you the right information for the most part, huh?
I did, just not all the right information.
Yeah. It didn't have to be taken care of right away, did it?
But Like, besides that, I know there was an interaction with Smiley and Dravenor. There was. I'm trying to remember what happened with Cyrus. Cyrus had something. I think it was with Lyra specifically about.
I mean, when is it never about Lyra?
Well, I'm just saying. It's like there was something important with her there.
I think unfortunately, like a bit of it got drowned out in the fact that it was like moved to text, so a lot of it had to get summarized.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I don't hear it, I don't know about it for the most part.
That's okay.
I mean, if I gaze over there and happen to catch something that makes sense to throw in on my end, then I try to get it. But if it's constantly being typed out, like I understand people are trying to pass the time and not interrupt, but you know, if you're role playing, y'all need to know what's going on, right?
Then, out of curiosity, Dravenor, where were you last? Because were people doing a drinking contest, or were you just commenting on people being weak? I remember CCing.
Everyone was doing the drinking contest, and I was just watching and like playful mocking at times. We did leave off with Dravenor talking to Twist about wanting to like, hey, help me steal the amulet that's like super expensive.
That was the part we ended on. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
We're back to where we are now.
All right. Well, yeah, and I think you got the information from the mistress because you sent her sending through the stone that Smiley's not a threat of ours.
Then what I'll say on my part, Star, is that if they want to continue the scene talk there, my character will eventually pop out of the room, and I'll just leave Alvarez's thing ambiguous.
Yeah.
Closes the door. The camera cuts to the other side of the door. Alvarez is hanging upside down in X formation.
Oh my god!
Don't ask how she worked that quickly.
But anyway, I guess the scene is before us, and Dravenor and Twist are having their conversation about the amulet.
Oh my! No, it's really expensive, and I want it, and I don't have a lot on me. But maybe we'll just find another merchant that's not gonna overprice it. I don't know. It feels like it's overpriced to me. Granted, I don't know much about magical items and their prices, cost or worth, but I could always look around in the morning, maybe.
Twist thinks on it for a moment. Well, when you're considering, as you might call him, a wandering merchant, prices can be a bit overinflated by virtue of convenience.
Well, I guess he didn't even let me try to haggle. Granted, I didn't have a lot, but he didn't know that. But, no. Maybe I'm just not a good haggler. I've yet to find out.
Well, at any rate, it appears that I rushed over here for nothing. Just like glances over at we'll just assume for right now, the unconscious body of Lyra.
Oh yeah, she was she already failed her con saves. She already tapped out, it seems.
Yeah, well, maybe it's a whole other conversation with her in the morning once she's awake and not, drunk. I swear these lightweights, they're all lightweights.
Well, personally, I don't partake of that much, but I suppose people enjoy things as they do.
Right.
What's that random key on the table? And just... Oh, is
What?
that a room key?
Did you have a room key? Yeah, you can have a room key. Or, well, okay, Twist, what are you asking me here? Or are you asking him something?
No, I'm not asking Star anything.
Yeah. No,
I
I like
basically I'm creating this setup, just like just don't tell me that's the last one key.
I don't know. I've never grabbed a room key, so I wouldn't know. I'm gonna look around and say, well, I don't think I see anyone else, so I think that might be a yes. That might be a.
And I suppose that you don't already have a room.
No. I did not bother to grab one during the time we were here.
Just like takes a deep breath. Okay. As he just. But I suppose I will be making our way to. Pauses again. Our loom. As he just starts to a bit robotically start picking his way to the living area. Oh.
Didn't mean
Less.
I didn't mean to interrupt your lovely conversation. Seems rather that you are having a bit of a awkward moment, as you would say.
Well, you know what they say about company.
Indeed.
Company is good.
As you guys kind of like approach her, you kind of see two things. One, she's fully dressed up again, but she's kind of like huddling her arms. But two, her face is a bit redder than what you usually are used to. So, and usually her calm like smile is just kind of like meh. Any rate, I think I might need to walk around a bit, explore the town, maybe find an interesting person. But that's just me.
Well, I mean, there's a dragon turtle running about, so unless the people are gonna be acting like normal, then I don't know how that's gonna play out. Who are you looking for?
I mean, I won't go into too much details, but if there is a dragon turtle, I think I already mentioned that I would be gladly willing to help you out with resolving that problem.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I'd like to take care of that problem, I think it would be easier to get the guard and the navy and all them helping out, unless we find a way to make it come to us, or we get a captain who's willing to sell us out to it.
I mean, who is the thing that it hates the most right now? I imagine it just wouldn't, easily forget that something occurred near the beach. It might approach around there, trying to figure out what's going on. And then that's when I strike. If I'm allowed to. Unless you are going to stop me.
Well, Twist, what do you think?
Well, at the very least, considering my options, he's weighing two equally balanced options in his brain. Cuts back down to reality. I would not mind at least investigating the matter just a bit further. It's not like the guard could stop us even if they tried.
No, it's true. I mean, you two are civilians, and I pretty much outrank anyone here. Even if I'm a sergeant, but yeah. No, I think during our investigation, we should at least check to see if the guard has any cannons and how many bows they have. If we can get the dragon turtle close enough, well, we fight it mainstay, if that's the case. if it happens. Not saying it will. But the guard could help us out with that by blasting the shit out of it. But investigation first. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Are you saying that you don't want me to indulge into my fiery temper? Because I feel that what they can do, I could do better.
I mean, to a degree, hey.
You know what? As Twist is just going to take out a small piece of paper, writes down a few names, and hands it to Ashadress.
What do we have here?
These are just areas in the coves that, if they just so happen to disappear, no one would care. No one said. When I say no one, I mean the madame does not care.
A wickedly cruel smile appears on her face and being like, you know, I expected you to be kind, but I didn't expect you to be this kind. I'll indulge later, though. Let's go do a little bit of hunting.
Well, lead the way, I guess.
Starts to lead the way.
You lead the way. The way has been led. Where does it lead?
Possibly to the beach where we destroyed the turtle eggs. It might be around.
In this
And
case,
not-
the royal we.
Yeah.
So like back here?
Correct. We gotta do the cleanup song, guys, as he cleans up the area.
Meanwhile, there's just like a group of guards, like off in the corner. It's like, we are the Knights of We.
Wee!
We.
Wee!
Wee wee.
But I know that basically we would just kind of be like looking around, investigating, see any presence, even figure out maybe if it does approach, because it got close enough to the beach to lay eggs, and yet it didn't get close enough to handle
You're
things. So
assuming
we're
that,
gonna
by the way.
investigate.
You are assuming that, by the way.
I'm saying, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
You made the assumption being that it got close enough to the beach to lay eggs there.
Yeah.
Right.
That I don't think that's an assumption, Star. I think that's a
No, that is not okay.
that is a turtle biology thing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying she didn't bring those eggs there. Whatever. I'm done. I'm out. Checking out, guys. What do you want to do?
So, where do we start? Shall we go down into the water? Although, more like you'd go down into the water and investigate. I do not like being wet.
Oh my! If I go down, I'm gonna have to walk down there because and I just gesture to myself and still in full armor. Granted, I could hold my breath for at least 3 minutes, so I could walk back out just as quick.
If you need assistance, I can bring a friend out, though you'll have to convince me to not indulge into a temptation. But would you like that?
Where'd you go?
I killed her. She can
no.
put your token back on there because I edited.
Thank you.
Yeah. Quit changing people.
Pardon me a moment as I had to refresh Roll20 because all I got was a blank white space on my map.
Oh my.
But yeah, basically, Dravenor, she's gonna look at you and being like, "Do you want to take her offer?"
So you take a friend of yours down there?
You could say I'm very close to the ground, water, sky, and my very favorite thing, fury of fire. I could
Ah,
bring them out to help you out to traverse the water.
you know what? Let me just start walking down there, and we'll see how it goes. Because I don't know if Beast wants to swim there. Maybe, yeah.
Oh, it's not a beast. It's simply just, a primordial creature of the natural materials.
Sure.
Although, if you're gonna get in trouble there, I don't think you'll be able to escape as quickly as they can. So
As he
see which parts you want to go down now.
yeah, as he starts going to the water, he's like, "Oh, yeah. If I get into trouble, I'll need help. Maybe we send that water person. Yeah,
She will walk closer to the water and she will grab water and sand from the ground, throws it up into the air, and she will cast Conjure Elemental. I will summon a water elemental.
Do you already have one? Or
I'm gonna look.
I don't know what you have
No,
access to.
actually, I don't because I don't think I control the token.
Yeah, I
It's
don't think you
myself a
do.
command.
Alright.
And in Primordial, she'll say, "Please escort this brutish dragonborn down to the water quickly and back and forth, wherever he needs to go. Make sure you could get down there much quicker than his metal body can. And if there's danger, come back straight to me."
Alright, Dravenor. What do you want to do?
now we're going down to the eggs, the eggs, the eggs, and he's singing that the whole time as he goes into the water until he has to take a breath and go under.
I don't imagine being carried by a water elemental is going to be comfortable, though.
Nah, probably not.
Well, thing is that this creature takes up your space and kind of like envelopes you and then just kind of like rushes you down to the bottom of the ocean a lot faster than your armor would have gotten you. As per said. How's that constitution, by the way?
Constitution save?
No, I just want to know what your bonus modifier is.
2.
Okay, have fun down there.
That means he has 3 minutes.
As the air escapes your nostrils and you find yourself inside this water elemental, you are now at the bottom of the seabed, close to the shore. A little ways out, though. What is your intention? What do you want to do?
To investigate the area of the eggs to see if the dragon turtle has come nearby after the fight.
Give me an investigation or a perception. Depending upon which you roll gives you certain information. As far
Yes.
as eggs or materials based on the eggs, the ocean itself has absorbed most of it away.
Twist, while we're up here, why don't we look around to see if it even approached onto the seabed itself? Who knows? It could have been just simply looking around. Or maybe we'll look around in another spot to see if it is in view or where it constantly goes.
So, Twist will think on it for a moment. I've been wondering about. Well, I suppose technically Dravenor has been doing the same, but in a different direction. But I have been wondering why this dragon turtle has been allowed to persist here. But I think maybe, as he thinks on it further, I wonder if I could find perhaps city records regarding the issue.
That might not be a bad thing, though. Do you think you'd be able to access them in such a late time?
Oh, you mean just walking in?
I mean, that's one way of handling it.
Mostly I'm just trying to figure out if where this particular dragon turtle is actually serving a sort of natural deterrent against other creatures that may move in, or if it is simply just a frequent visitor.
I do think that is a smart idea for you to do, to figure that out.
Well, if there's going to be any records regarding the creature, it most likely would be one of the perhaps one of the guard posts along the coast.
Then, once the Dragonborn arises from the water, we'll definitely be on our way then after that. Maybe they got some useful info. Take a look around to see if the seabed has been disturbed in a direction. That might help us.
The further that
We do have time to kill while we're waiting for him.
Alright, to further that perception check, there's no signs of like a huge creature of that nature making any way near the shore itself.
Alright, then I'll be taking a closer look to investigate more closely at the sands around the eggs in the nearby area. For the same thing, if the dragon turtle has been recently nearby, shortly after the ship attack.
Okay, I was assuming that what I just said would make that evidently clear that the turtle never made its way up here any way, shape, or form. Not even as far as being... There's no evidence that the turtle itself even put those eggs there.
So, in other words, Dravenor can think that the eggs could have been moved by Sahuagins he saw? Clarifying.
Oh, I'm just looking for a ding 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 noise. Hold on.
Ah! Hold on, Dravenor. Do your ding ding ding!
Ding, ding, ding.
Weak.
I got this one, but that one's not right.
I don't think that works.
Yep. But the water elemental keeps you underwater. It's been about a minute.
Then I'm gonna have it kind of point with my warhammer a little further out to see if there's any signs beyond what I could see before.
And what I'm going to ask is if you're going to resist in any way, shape, or form, you can make an athletics check. Otherwise, this sea creature or this water elemental will swim you out as fast as it can move.
No, I mean, that's what I wanted to do.
That's what you want?
Mm-hmm.
And you find yourself going further and further under the water, and you move 180 feet out past where you currently are.
Alright. And I'll make another perception check just to get a clue if the dragon turtle has been recently around. Like lack of fish or whatever.
Do you have dark vision?
No, but I do have goggles of night.
Are you wearing them?
I can put them on.
I mean, we are traveling at night too, so
yeah.
I imagine they would put it on you.
I would.
Yeah,
it's in the same sense that like Twist would have his on when he goes out at night.
Yeah.
Because he also doesn't have dark vision.
Exactly. I'm just saying, just making sure, because the last time I checked, Dragonborn don't naturally have it. So you would just see gray scales of the area down below here. Undisturbed for the most part. Like, you do see fish. You do see small schools floating here and there, but, you know, it is nighttime. There's, probably even a few, jellyfish down below that you can kind of, like, make out in gray blobs that are swimming close to you. Evidence of the sea turtle or dragon turtle coming over the ridge or anything else. Like, you're doing a very good, thorough check. This creature has not advanced any further than it already did.
Alright, then I'll signal to the water elemental to bring me back to shore.
The elemental doesn't sense any danger, so it does not do that.
I did specify that it travel in a direction that he wants to go. I just said to make it come back to me if it's in danger.
I'm not gonna sit here all day and do this. Alright, yeah, you make it back. This is not the fight I want.
And then Javanar's gonna come out of the water elemental to go, thanks, buddy. Good work. I think I got a minnow in my throat. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. No signs of the turtle being anywhere near recently, between now and when it attacked the ship. No signs of it even further out. It seems that maybe those Hugan thingies, or whatever those were, frogmen, whatever, they brought the eggs over. Maybe. I'm not sure from where. I'm assuming a more straight line, because, I mean, if I was a dragon turtle, I'd instruct us who can straight lines. I know where they are. But yeah, I mean, granted, I only checked one area, but where the eggs were and further out, I mean, like, straight line. But, you know what I mean. So, who knows? I don't know where the dragon turtle is now. It's not nowhere nearby.
Oh, how interesting. Then I'm guessing we'll have to do what Twist suggests. And then she'll say to the water elemental, follow along the coast to be wary of any dangers and alert me. In blobs. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Good boy, or girl, or thing. I do not care.
Struggles.
Yeah, then we'll do the next part of what we discussed above on ground. Maybe find what you said, Twist, a guard that works by the coast?
Or just a guard tower that's very loosely inhabited.
That works.
Investigation, I guess? And whoever Hellman is.
Can I give assistance?
Sure.
Cool. All right, Twist. Do you want to go for it, or should I?
I mean, I'll just go ahead and. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, no, it might be better for you to do it and give you advantage because I can just give you twist inspiration.
Hey, okay, that works. Then I'll roll investigation. Here I go. 22.
Alright. There seems to be a place of interest, I guess you can call it, called the Quadria Guard Post. A very coastal guard post that you've kind of been looking for. there are lights on inside, and probably upon arrival you see like a stage of people leaving to go on their proper duties, heading out on to not like skiffs heading out into the water to scout out on the sea. So you can see people leaving the building itself in that direction. As far as lightly guarded or inhabited, like just from glancing in from windows or perhaps listening close to the door, you make out maybe one individual who's inside, currently just like the person behind the desk. If there's any more information you're looking for, please ask, so I can kind of like paint this a little easier with your thoughts in mind.
Incidentally, with the swaths of like with the swaths of guards coming out, do they all seem of similar rank?
I mean, one seems more decorated than the others, like if he was the captain and then he's like leading his platoon.
And I'm assuming that they're, for the most part, just lightly equipped.
Hard to tell. I mean, it's
not going to be hard to tell in just a moment, as one is making, specifically, I guess, like the higher ranked one is like making their way. Twist kind of like acting a little bit lost, like turns, like walks up to him like, "Pardonnez-moi."
Oh, citizen,
Do you
please
happen
stand
to
back.
ask the time?
Oh, it's late. I don't know what. Damn it, you above table. Probably looking at about 9 p.m. So it's pretty late, citizen. You should definitely be at your home. I don't know why you're out here in the streets. It's around 9, isn't it?
Oh, my dear, my apologies. I was looking to meet someone, and I lost track of the time.
No, I'm sorry to hear that. We do have a duty to do. I would be more than happy to help you, but check within. I'm sure Arvin can help you out.
But of course, please be on your way.
All right, men, let's go. And you see those little troops head on further out to the skiffs and make their way onto the ocean.
Well, no,
Like,
they. Oh, sorry,
so how
go
well
ahead.
dressed were they?
I mean, they're dressed for the water mainly. Like, you can definitely see, like, not like scuba
So,
gear
like, they're
or
basically
anything,
kind
but
of
like
like
an
wearing lightish armor.
yeah,
with,
light armor.
basically
They're
have to go into the sea.
definitely not. Yeah, definitely not wearing any chainmails or anything. And it looked like the one armor that the captain or whoever this leader is like wearing like a mariner version of armor.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they seem to have some gear with them that might help them adequately to do what they need to do.
Okay. Then I don't know if the other two followed Twist or not.
I could have stayed back because what I could do, but I need to ask this question because I always need to. Do you
Yes, you
see
can cast
Asterisk as an
fireball.
ally?
No. Oh.
Oh, I almost got excited there, Star. But anyway.
Yes, you can cast fireball. Is there consequences? Yes, there's consequences too, but you can do it if you want.
Fireball! Anyway, I'm
All
joking.
right, now you
Whoa.
die. What?
No. But no, I was just going to be like mentally connecting to Twist if they see me as an ally. Mind link.
I mean, I think that's
Mind
an
link is
easy
open.
yes at the moment. Yeah, that's an easy yes at the
Then,
moment.
To make it
He
seem
offered
less
you a hit list.
suspicious.
Who is it, your friend, who offers you a hit list?
I get that, but the thing is, like,
Just
there's a
saying, I'm
difference
like,
with-
that's obvious, right? I'm just all right. Go
Well,
ahead. Sorry, I'm
trust
done
comes in
interrupting.
different ways. They
And-
can see me as an ally, but they don't trust me.
But they gave you a hit list. You don't
I-
give a
I'm
hit
just-
list to just anybody.
I'm just saying, for example, Lyra, we
Okay,
are allies
okay,
in combat, but she doesn't trust me.
All right. Well, by all means, continue your thought here so we can keep going.
Yeah. But basically, what I'm gonna do is, like, while Twist was doing that thing, I would actually be vocalizing it for Dravenor to hear, so that we both can kind of like bear part of it. So if Twist does walk away, he looks less weird.
Mm.
So he can come back to us and we're being like, "How interesting."
Oh, my apologies. I just needed a sampling.
I think that's a good sampling there. All of them were a bit of good samplings. But we got the info now. What do you think we should do next, looking at the both of them?
Twist is going to pull out a hat.
Okay.
He's going to put it onto his head.
Oh, I see where this is going now.
And he is going to, with just a snap of his fingers, suddenly look exactly like the Gar captain that he just talked to. How do you like my impression?
So, well, hold on. Are you going to try to like hold rank above the guy inside?
I think it's more that he's just going to be able to slide back in, maybe even make an excuse saying, "I forgot something." But the guy inside, maybe he could just see what they look like as well and look like them as well. Rather devious, aren't you?
All
Well,
right.
this isn't the first time I've done this.
Well, I'm just going to let you two do your thing, and if things don't pan out like I think, I'll step in.
Oh, you're still helpful, though. I hate to say this, but one of my little weaknesses is that I'm not great with the dark. So if you see something, let me know.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll just hold your hand. Hold on, come here.
Well, you're more
no.
than free to come in with me. I just recommend you let me do the talking.
All right,
So
fine. I'll go in with you.
I won't hold your hand, but I will grab your arm, trying to make it seem like a proper lady grab, in a sense of like being escorted. I don't like lovey-dovey things like that, especially with what I'm doing right now.
Okay. I don't care. Let's just go.
Mean. Anyway, go on.
Entering into the light of an office-like space that is the foyer of this region, or region of the room, as it were. We see a human clerk, man, light brown hair, just kind of like glancing up, pulling off some spectacles. Captain, what are you doing back already? You just left with the platoon. You got everything you need, right?
Well, yes, I got everything that I needed. However, perhaps you recognize this individual as he gestures toward Dravenor.
Am I supposed to recognize this individual, sir?
He was very adamant earlier today about assisting our platoons. He
Huh.
made an impression.
Well, I might need to go through my reports, sir, since we just came on duty and all. But, what about him?
Well, frankly, he has been pestering me about a certain issue with our city, and I just think, just to quiet the concerns of this, pauses for a moment, citizen, I figured that I would show him the necessary records to set him at ease and maybe even like whispers a little closer to her, get him to finally leave us all alone.
Give me... I don't even know why I'm even asking for that. Persuasion.
I mean, he can roll a 1.
I mean, he can, but he can't get a 1, is the problem. Yeah. Uh... Um... Like, what are you talking about, sir? Okay, guess I should just talk to him. That you got a platoon to get back to, don't you, sir?
Yes, I do. Just make sure that you give him every record that he asked for, and I think we will all be happier for it.
Oh, I'll do what I can. So, what kind of records are you looking for?
Every record you have on the Dragon Turtle. The one that, Jack the Harbour, as it were.
Excuse you? Captain, are you sure about this?
I can assure you it is better for everyone if we just get this over with as quickly as we can. It'll save everyone a headache.
Then I shall return shortly. Please have a seat here in the office space, and I will return with said paperwork.
I will still maintain my mind link with Twist once they walk out of the room.
I mean, they haven't yet, have they?
Well, I'd let Ashtress have the seat if she wants it.
She will oblige.
Not offering a seat to a lady. Well, go on, get the paperwork.
Oh, he already left the room.
Oh, good.
How
good.
kind of you.
Like, I just didn't have a chance to say anything yet.
Aren't you such a sweet little knight for me?
Yeah, I'm technically not a knight, and need to remind you to, I technically outrank everyone anywhere who isn't at the castle. I could have just said, I'm from the castle, give me the records, and
I see that you are not used to such wordplay, Sir Knight, as you still state it.
Not really, Miss Dirt.
Please, call me Miss Flame. I tend to be a little bit sparky around people.
Sure thing, Sparky.
Shit. No! No!
You know, you like digging your ditches, don't you?
I just dug my ditch.
Suddenly, a leather collar with a metal tag appears around Ashadress's neck, and it says Sparky. Also, she grows a tail. Don't ask us how.
And she
Turns
has
out I got
a strong.
reincarnated to be a tiefling.
No, you just get a strong inkling that you should be saying Pikachu from now on.
Pikachu.
Not as cute as the others, but you'll do.
But anyhow, yeah, we're just gonna wait till they get records, which I imagine they would have a few because recently it just sank the ship, right? Like I feel like that's they would kind of have that be on the top of the list.
Well, I'm just saying it's taken a while, so you guys got a moment here if you want.
If you need to, Twist, as she says mentally, telepathically, we'll chill here for a bit. And you could do some more looking around. Just be aware if you walk too far away, I can't talk to you as much.
Twist will respond. Very well, I have no reason to try to set foul anyway.
But for now, she's just gonna chill with Dravenor, keeping up appearances of how she talks with them.
Okay, that'll work. Just looking up a couple things, giving you guys time to do things.
So, Sir Knight, because she's just now teasing in a sense. When you have such information, Do you think it'll help you greatly?
Well, it depends on the information they give. I mean, if they're shit at the jobs and they don't got much, then might not help. Granted, we'll probably have to go around and look for cannons if we go with the blast of the shit outfit route. And if they don't really have anything here, of course, if they don't, I suggest we just push past and look for ourselves.
I didn't know you were that strong to be able to carry a cannon.
I have not tried, and that is the thing I need to do next. See if I can move and lift a cannon.
I feel like that'd be a nice test of strength. I think you could make all people swoon over you if you're able to achieve that. Or hardly break off your bones if you fail.
Well, you know what? I might break a few things trying to move or lift a cannon, but at least I know not to get shot out of one. I mean, I looked at one of those things at the circus, like out Vision Circus one time, and I got to look in the cannon, and it's not like they light a fuse. I mean, I think it's a little bit of show with the smoke and the poof, but like it seems like a kind of a sled device or a spring where it's able to push you out, just not with enough force to, send you a mile out away. It's just enough to get you to wherever you need to go for the show. So if anyone's, able to jump in the cannon and say, "For me," it's like, okay, weird burial, but alright, it's you do you.
I feel like you forgot about... Oh, well, don't worry about them too much anymore. But regardless... Go on.
All right, irregardless. Okay, thank you. The clerk does come back and seems to have like 3 canvas leather-bound files that he places on a nearby table. And then he kind of just stands there looking towards the door, as if expecting something.
Twist is going to...
Make a perception check first.
Oh, right.
Since you're outside, right?
That's fair.
Yeah. We'll do that first. And then I'll let you decide what you want to do. Like, you're lingering around the building, right?
There you go.
I mean, they could have transformed, but he
I'm just
I'm
just asking to catch up on what you did as soon as you walked outside. Did you stay near the building, transform back, or are you still the same figure?
I would have transformed back because I did not want to deal with the potential issue of him encountering himself.
Oh yeah.
That'd be awkward.
And then you both faint, or he faints. Anyway, you see a gold-scale dragonborn dressed in regal-looking armor and a silvery-like cape coming down from his back, and he seems to be walking in as you kind of take notice of him from where you're standing. Looks very official. Doesn't look like the normal military type, but definitely looks very high up on the ranks. And then all of a sudden, the two of you inside see this gold-scale dragonborn, and then the human that looks towards him just kind of nods, and you can clearly see him pointing to you, Dravenor. And then this gold-scale dragonborn turns around and looks. So, how quaint it is to see you. My name is...
look down at Ashidris like, do you know this guy?
I am Avancor of the Royal Elite, here to investigate the same thing that you seem to be interested in.
Royal Elite. Where are you from?
Tynak. Where are you from?
I'm from the castle.
Yes, it's called Tynak. If you forgot your geography, the castle's name is also Tynak.
Yeah, it's Tarnak Castle, because it's the Tarnak Kingdom. You're going to make sure which Tarnak you're talking about.
I think I know whose boy you are.
Do you? I mean...
At any rate, I was supposed to check these files before they hand off to you. So just let me take a little peek at what information you're digging up on your own.
I think we can look at our own information. I think it's fine. I mean, we're already here, right?
Yeah, so am I.
Since I'm already here, we'll just look at it ourselves, right?
Cease and desist, soldier. You're below me.
I feel you guys are having so little of an issue.
All right.
I think
just so that you hold on. This does need to be apparent. Like, you need to make a perception check, then, Dravenor. I think that's where we need to start this, because you're looking for his insignias, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this can get awkward for a while.
Oh no!
But I will give you the benefit of the doubt that he holds an heir that, and he's definitely a lot older than you, but he is more dressed, more regaled. The royal elite are like the Navy SEALs of the elite force of the Tynet Kingdom. They usually send these people out with very specific missions, and possibly this is one of them.
Alright. Oh, you're one of those guys. Okay, so no wonder us. Yeah, so what's your rank again?
He ignores you at this point because he's continuing to read right now. Alright, this'll do. And he kind of like throws the 3 folders into your lap.
Now, what is your goal with the dragon turtle, out of curiosity, if you don't mind me asking?
Our goal's already been met. Did you not realize that the dragon turtle did not enter the land? You're welcome to keep looking at the files, but we've already dealt with it.
So what you're saying is that, did you...
I am not at liberty to tell you how. You're not part of my platoon, you're not a part of my kingdom, or are you? Kind of like looking over at Cass.
Oh, she's just gonna say, it's like, oh, I was just wanting to check because what you might have done might save us time. Mainly for him too, since he wishes to be as helpful as possible, our Sir Knight here.
He doesn't seem to have a response for you because he's definitely keeping tight-lipped about whatever mission it is they had.
Hold on. I know how to take care of this. I put the folders on the table, and I'm gonna kind of wrap an arm around Evancor very just casually. He's like, just over here for a second. And I'm gonna move him away. Try to move him away from Cassidress.
He takes a hand to your wrist and pulls it back to get it off him. Don't touch me.
Okay, look, listen, and I'm going to speak quietly to him. So, all right. So, I'm on special assignment, right, to be an adventurer, right? So, listen, I'm with these guys. They're very capable. Thought they can get a little more inquisitive than you might like. So, how about you just tell me enough to know about what happened to the dragon turtle, so I can tell them, and then, Cassidress, you don't hear this, and then...
He says out loud.
No, I was just gonna say, like, while they're talking, I was just gonna read the files.
I'll give you that info in a minute. Let him finish his thought so I could stay in trance.
And that's like, okay, so they're a little more inquisitive than you might like, so just tell me that you don't have to tell me the whole mission, just tell me, did you kill it? Did you move it away? Is it safe away? And then I'll tell them, and they can leave it alone.
The dragon turtle has been dealt with by the royal elite. You will disclose no further information than that, and any further inquiries into this beyond that will result in a discharge from the military. Do you understand me?
Well, I'm not part of your division.
Are you not a part of the kingdom? You're not a part of the kingdom's army.
Oh, I'm part of the castle.
Right. Yeah, that's part of the kingdom. You act like you're separated from the rest of us.
Oh, mate,
please,
just go.
Stop. Just stop. Your mission here is not to deal with the dragon turtle. It has been dealt with, and that's the end of that. Good day.
So how far up your ass is that, Paul? And there's just a big grin on his face. He's basically a grunt, like giving shit to the superior officer.
You really like digging ditches, don't you?
Ditches. I mean, it is good exercise.
I mean, you'll be reassigned to a ditch digging job. I'll be sure to let your father know, Dravenor.
Hey, do you even know what my assignment is?
He leaves. He doesn't care who you are anymore.
Oh, that's going to be fun for him to find out. Oh, by the way, Dragon Turtle's taken care of, so we don't got to worry. Yeah, the Royal Elite. He says not to disclose information, but I mean, it's taken care of.
Now, for Ashel Dress's purposes, there's a lot of jibber jabber into this paperwork. Why don't you give me an investigation and see if you can piece it together?
Yeah, sure. Although I'm just like, sorry, I just had this funny thought where I just see this Avenor guy walking into the water and just.
Yeah, he just walks out into the ocean and just swims back to a submarine nearby.
I would be kind of like, man, that guy is a full-on seal.
Yeah, and then he gets back to the submarine. They attached himself to the dragon turtle, and they go, "Yeehaw, let's go!" And they live happily ever after.
Investigation, yes.
Yes.
Let me see. Do I want to burn an advantage? Because I might want to just get the info and then we just drop it. You know what? I'll buy it.
How much time passed between when we were at the beach and her doing this?
Well over a couple hours, like maybe 4 hours later. Like the beach scene was like midday.
No, I mean like when we were at the beach.
Recently at the beach. I would say at least an hour, yeah.
Okay.
Oh! I was about to give myself advantage, but Itchy just did it.
Oh, okay. Well, then you get to... Alright, I mean, that works too.
Hi. Thank you, Mitchy.
I will reject yours, and I'll eat his.
Alright, let's do it again. Can't roll one, right?
Good.
I got a 20.
I don't see a single one there.
I see 2 ones on the first one. Anyway, 3 ones actually. The information is very scattered on purpose, I guess you could say. There becomes a entry on one of them that states that the sea turtle was seen maybe like 5 years ago, but it never made its way to shore. The second one declares that the sea turtle was spotted about 25 miles away from the city on a shore somewhere between here and Farson. And then the recent one just kind of like declares that the sea turtle was spotted here damaging the ship, stating all the casualties. There were no deaths, just the casualty of the ships and wreckage, and that's pretty much it.
So, in other words, if I could describe it, basically we kind of have 3 points of attack where it could be roaming from. So think of it as like, if you do mapping and you want to find something in the middle, you have to find basically 3 points to kind of ordinate where you are, and then you could kind of track where something's going around in a certain area. Would that be accurate?
Above table, these were sightings. They weren't like places where they seen it nesting. They were sightings.
No. It doesn't have to be nesting. But sightings can still work too.
And okay, how do I do this without... I'm not trying to discern what you're saying is wrong or anything. It's not that. It's just that above table, I guess what I'm trying to say is this turtle has been spotted. It has not attacked at any time except for this point where eggs were destroyed. But the sightings that were had were just basically like visitations of whenever it came by. And whether or not something happened to keep the turtle from coming closer to the city is not documented.
Okay. Then I'll just roll them back up and just put them on the table and wait patiently like a good Ashel dress.
That's a change. Fireball. Oh, that's right. Anyway, the clerk retrieves the files. You proceed telling them after that encounter with Avankar. What's next?
Now, Travanor, I hope that this satisfies you, even if you caught yourself a little dirtied up from that conversation.
Oh, they don't mind the royal elite. I mean, those cigars, I mean, some of them, especially that one apparently, like to carry themselves with utmost importance and like we gotta look the best like a noble, but they're just upset that their diet is not made of fancy foods, it's crayons. So we're gonna have to
Wow.
Okay, I have a response
Take a look
for
in the
this.
mirror.
I have a response for this. I mean, it's either A, they act like nobles and high and mighty, or B, they have not only the power to back themselves up, but also the force to back it up as well. So, even if you try to act rough and tumble with them, he could just be very well A, very, very uncaring of what you say, or B, he can just simply make things awful for you. I think you should know that as a military person that it can be pretty cutthroat
well
sometimes.
well mate, it's kind of be on both these ports, like the royal elite are, as much as I jest, they are a strong force and like more than capable to back themselves up. That guy certainly said, "Oh, I'm going to speak to your dad about this. You're going to get discharged." Ah, joke's on him. If I get discharged, I'm going to be a venturer full time. And if I'm a civilian, I can get away with more adventurous shenanigans. I don't have to worry about soldiering.
But it does mean that you lose your contacts with the military.
Oh, it's not like I've been using those anyway. I mean, I've been saying in right letters, but that magistrate in, Shandora wouldn't give me half the time to send a damn letter. Plus, I could always just say, "Hey, my dad is this person. You really want me to get my dad?" Yeah.
Unless your dad's disappointed by you leaving, but I don't know your family as well.
Yeah, you don't know
I
my
just
family.
think of a situation where being discharged unroyally could be seen as terrible, but you run your life as you do. Why should I care, Sir Knight? Or former knight soonish?
Well, mate, would I really get discharged for giving a superior officer of a different division just a little bit of shit? I mean, if he's willing to go that far, then, well, let's just say he probably doesn't deserve that position.
Have you been in the military at all, man? I mean, insulting an officer is against the law, pretty much.
This is pretend.
I know, but still, there's some logic to this too, though.
Also, it's not against the law, but it's not recommended.
Yeah, it's like it can definitely get you a couple of days in the break.
Right. But anyway, we will slowly walk out. You cool with that, buddy?
Yeah, let's go. We got the information we needed.
Thank you kindly to the person I handed the scrolls.
Yeah, have a good one.
And then we'll all reconvene.
As you do.
Where did you two have fun in Seal?
I was enjoying the fact that, a man of great stature going against another man of great stature, butting heads. That was enjoyable to watch.
I'll try to be on good terms, but once he still got a bit antsy-pantsy, I tried a little bit of fun with him, and then he threatened me with a discharge. I mean, he's the royal elite. He's the more sea-based elite, or always the more immediate on the castle elite, grounded. Look, I don't know all the deep, basic military.
Actually, I'm going to need you to make a history check now. because some of your information is garbaged. I want to make sure you're on the same page, or if this is actually how you see it. Alright, when I say Royal Elite, I didn't say they were just sea-based. They are basically sent out to tasks that are way beyond the normal means of normal soldiers. They are the elite, they are the cream of the crop. That, you know, like whenever I said Navy SEALs, I'm talking like they're the SEALs of the Navy, right? Like the Navy have their normal people, but these guys are the tough guys who go out and deal with the major details that can't be dealt with by normalistic means.
Basically, they're the top of the top guys, and the reason why they don't talk about their stuff is because either A, if they talk about it, they'll get into incredibly big amounts of trouble, or B, because, well, they're either saving the world without us realizing it.
Yeah, so there's the special forces.
Yeah.
They are the men not in black.
That's kind of why I said, would he be fangirling over them? Because seeing a SEAL on the job is kind of like, hey, oh my god. Either A, they're cool, or B, they're going to rip my throat out.
But Dravenor is also very casual. I mean, he may be a Royal Guard, but he is way more casual than he should be.
Oh, I think I've already figured that part out with you.
Yeah, so even if it's like a special forces, oh, he's an important guy. Hey, fella, Pally Wally.
Let's just keep going, shall we? Or we can go on break
It
for a
sounds
moment
like
if you
he's
guys
a
want.
military kid that's been spoiled.
Yeah, let's go on break and de-stress a bit, shall we?
Hi.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and take a...
Yeah,
get some snackos, use the restroom, do all kinds of good stuff. We'll be back here in about 10-15 minutes. Let me send us to BRB. Is there anything I need to mention before we go to break? Oh, I didn't even do Stream Raiders today because there wasn't enough people, so no, I guess not. Hello, we are back from break. Or somewhat. So, as we come back from break, what do you guys want to do after you leave this guard post?
I don't fully understand. I asked if you add fun, and both of you have just been staring blankly at me for the past 15 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
sorry. I'm disturbed by that little thing on your face there. Oh, sorry, no, never mind.
You know, the guy's just kind of, he's one of those fellas, you know, way doing himself. But no need to worry about that. If only more soldiers in Royal Elite would look me very casual with everything. Would be seen in a better light, maybe. I don't know. Let's go back to the tavern. I'm hungry. I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy and hungry.
I'm supposing that the you've both have said nothing about the dragon turtle.
Oh yeah, no, Gold Dragonborn. He said not to disclose anything, and he didn't disclose anything intimate, personal details. But they apparently dealt with the dragon turtle. They work fast, so it's dealt with. They didn't say in what way, but it's taken care of.
So no one figured out if this creature was actually important to the local ecology.
No, well, I mean, I tried to get information out of him, but he says, no. I'll try to say, hey, well, these guys, they're very inquisitive, and they'll want to know, and they don't, well, leave enough alone until they find out. Just give me the info, need to know, mostly just enough to sate their appetite. And he said nothing. So, and he threatened me with discharge. So, I don't know.
I will mention, though, his ideas conflict a bit, though, because I did read the info they provided us. Just talked about sightings of the turtle, and it's rather rare for them to pop out of the water and be visible. So, if it was already resolved, I'm actually kind of curious of why did he bother to come over about sightings. Just to update info? It's strange. Maybe he's just there to look for more info. But I'd rather not divulge anymore if it's already been dealt with. It means my fun's been already killed.
Yeah, guys, does kind of seem like they were probably in the middle of hunting it, and this little accident was the perfect time for them to kill it. That's my thought on it. But we can discuss theories and guessing and all that shit later.
As the both of you are like expunging details, Twist's face just becomes increasingly more cross before making an about face and just muttering, "This is why I hate humanity," and just starts walking off.
Poor Twist.
Alright, we heading back to the tavern then? I assume we were walking and talking.
Yeah.
Random
Walking and
tavern.
talking. And then Lyra wakes up with her face on the floor.
Wherever she wants to be.
Face down, ass up, just like any other night.
Oh my god.
Would explain why Cyrus is very quiet right now.
I just tucked him in, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So as you guys enter back into the tavern, you can see Lyra, who has finally come out of her stupor.
Yep.
Look who's awake.
She looks at Twist. Good morning. Or evening. Or
It is not
whatever
morning.
it is.
I know that face really well. You had a nice nap, haven't you?
I was drunk last night, so yes.
You mean
It's
today?
still
current
night.
You mean
Oh, it's still the night? Okay, my bad.
yeah, because I didn't have enough players to progress the next day. I figured I'd just let you guys figure out something to do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Actually, Lyra, on the side of your cheek is like there's like the marking of where the table is, where you rest at your cheek. That little crease is just kind of like still there.
Hmm. Okay.
Still, though, such a sad and uneventful night. Maybe I'll make my own fun for a bit. But I imagine
What
you
have
seem
you
tired.
three been up to?
Dragon turtle.
You know, that poor creature just lost its young. I can understand why it's mad.
Yeah, about that, the Royal Elite may have already killed it. Because they seemed real quick to get here and deal with it, considering the amount of time from when it arrived to now. So that is a likelihood. It didn't divulge any information, merely said they dealt with it. So more than likely, died.
You see her frown. That's sad. That's very sad. Poor
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. When your diet is a bunch of crayons and pencils and other artistry project stuff. Or at least that's the rumor I've heard. But yeah, just a little grumpy and a little tight-lipped, but
She
understanding.
gets up out of her chair. She stands in front of you, Dravenor, and she says, I've dealt with a lot of death.
He just
I'll
kind of
try to make it easier.
he just looks over at Twist like, what's going on?
Everybody turns to Dravenor. Fireball from Ashildred's hand. Aside
Oh
from Lyra.
no.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I
I
do
just
know what
help people
Asterisk
deal with death
responds.
better.
I know what Asterisk would say before she goes out to go do her nightly hunt, as I would describe it. She'd be like, well, dear Lyra, look on the bright side. If it is dead, it's now with its unborn children, peacefully somewhere else now.
That is correct. But...
You guys are so fucking dark, you know that?
That would be more dark.
Well,
I'm
no,
gonna
the
walk
thing
out.
is, yeah, I can't even say anything. Never mind, I'm out of here, guys.
Now,
Like,
excuse me. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I just gotta look at this little list I got from Twist.
you're gonna go shopping for some eggs, bacon, and this guy's head.
You know, Ash, I think I'll go with you.
Oh, I don't think you'd like that at all.
I think I would.
No, I don't think you'll like it at all.
You don't want me to go with you?
This
Wow.
might be a party for one this time. Snaps fingers. Starts to fly up.
Wow.
Soon!
Away she goes.
She's gonna look at Twist. She's gonna be like, she usually likes company. What the fuck?
I would not be too concerned. She's not doing any things that Madame would not approve of.
She'll give a nod and then go back to her seat.
Oh, by the way,
Hmm?
Lara,
Yes?
you just met with our most recent addition to our operation.
Ash?
Well, she has a new code name now, but wait.
Awesome. She kinda just looks down
Oh
and then
man.
rubs her temple.
She is so good at relaying messages.
I'm looking very forward to the counts on fingers. The four of us having many, many successful missions together.
She just gives a thumbs up.
Just one? Jeez, that's cheapening the thought.
And actually, while this is going on, I'm going to lean over to Twister. Hey, well, she's out of the room. You or I could take the room she's sharing with Cyrus is sleeping there, if you don't want to be roomies. And then she's forced to... Wow, that sounds really bad. I was about to say it. Share the room with one of us.
I was waiting for him to say it.
Twist just blinks and just starts slowly walking away to, at the very least, the room associated with their key.
Fair enough.
Whether Dravenor decides to follow him is up to him.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, Laura, I think it's time for sleeps. So you don't fall asleep at the table. I'm sure Sparky would be fine.
Sparky. Who's Sparky? She looks up at him.
Oh, she flew off. Yeah, no,
oh.
the one that Ashley Trace.
Oh, okay.
So Sparky, I'm sure she'll be fine. She'll be back. Excuse me. I mean, she's not really going anywhere without us. So, you gonna go back to your room, or should I bunk with Cyrus? Or...
Do you want to bunk with Cyrus?
My head.
I think it
Smirks a
would be
little bit.
funny. I think it will be funny if he woke up and I was just there instead of you.
I'm all for it. Go ahead.
Yeah,
She
all
hands
right.
you the
Yeah,
key.
all right. There you go. Have fun with twists. I'm going to go to bed. And I am
ahead.
going to the same room with Cyrus. Sleeping in the different bed.
Oh man, in my head, should I play that out or no?
Oh my god, it'd be great if you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cyrus
know.
snuggles up.
Well,
Wow, you're so much bigger than normal.
No, you're not far from the truth. I don't know. I don't feel like I should play that out. I feel like it's gonna fade to black one way or another anyway. So either I'm gonna get too uncomfortable to roleplay it, or I don't think it needs. Yeah, my better judgment says it doesn't need attention, so we're gonna move on.
Aww.
Well, there's another problem here too, because with Nameless unable to make it on Sundays, this puts Cyrus in a very awkward situation on a different matter.
We could, discussing this, we could send Cyrus out on our job, and he return whenever Nameless does.
I mean, you want me to get rid of your boy toy?
I mean,
if Boy Toy is with She training and
Yeah.
can work with her, basically whenever Lyra gets a chance to see Boy Toy, she'll love the crap out of them more because.
Well,
they
here's the
barely
thing.
see
Then,
them.
if that's what we're gonna do, Cyrus isn't even in the room.
okay.
And since Dravenor just went to a bed and just laid down, there's nothing else I could tell you at the moment.
Okay. That works.
All right, that works for me too. All right. Everybody's getting a long rest then, right?
After I do my thing, which we can
Oh.
just kind of skip over quick.
I think there's like some guy down by the docks who did a dirty deal and needs to be cleaned up, you know what I mean?
Clean up, you say.
I mean,
Well, I have a perfect thing for that.
Oh
there you
no.
go. Do you have this?
Prestidigitation.
It needs to be disinfected.
Obviously, yes.
Needs
Oh
to be,
no, the
needs-
stain's not coming off. Hold on.
Yeah, there's only one way to
Tries
deal with these rough stains, right?
Yep. All right, here I go. I'm gonna use my Clorox.
Yeah.
Clorox, high heat.
Hydraulic spear.
I basically melt him.
Yeah. And then you just had the realization, oh shit, how am I going to give proof back? But then again, it also comes to you that, oh, that's right, if he doesn't show up, then I don't have to worry about proving a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh well. She uses like her abilities to push the scoop that she left behind with acid into the water. Maybe the last charge of the water elemental will clean it up, and then she'll just fly back to her room, satisfied with another job done of making someone disappear again
Indeed.
and indulge herself.
There you go.
All right, gotta roll something.
Yeah. Were you stealthy at all? Oh yeah, go ahead and roll that first. I'm not
For
gonna mess
stealth?
with you on. I'm not gonna worry about that. I was just teasing.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna roll my thing for the hazardous
Yeah,
ash thing.
I caught up afterwards. It's like, oh, never mind, we're doing that.
Okay, that's a 22. One more time. Or no, technically that means Astro Dress is still in control. If I have just the advantage and disadvantage thing. Yeah, I'll just roll anyway. Okay, Astro Dress is still in the hot seat.
Okay. With that, morning comes for most of you. The rest of you are
Yep.
in limbo because you're not here to play your character. But what would you guys like to do? We'll just kind of like generalize everybody coming with one way, shape, form, or another. But, you know, we don't have to give them full attention at the moment until they're here with us the next time.
Lyra gets up and is like, well, I'm not used to sleeping.
You're in Twist's
sucks.
room.
Twist, how do
Yeah.
you do this?
How do I do what?
Sleep alone.
Pauses on that for a moment.
You know, the out of character me here is staring daggers at you at the moment. How? How indeed? Go ahead, Twist.
And Twist just simply responds with, Lila, you'll find that I am very used to sleeping alone.
She'll nod. Well, I'm going to get breakfast. Would you like to join?
I'll be behind shortly.
Okay. She gets up and walks out.
You want to check on your boy toy?
She's not. She's not.
Not yet.
No.
That's fine. Fine. You
No.
don't want to do it yet. All right. She's not that lonely, guys.
As you walk
Jesus.
in, Astro Dress is at the counter.
Morning to you too.
Ah, lovely morning indeed. I had so much fun last night. How'd you sleep?
Okay. You know, not really used to sleeping alone, but okay.
Oh, are you missing having a warm body beside you at all times?
Oh dear
I
lord.
could feel you.
Of
in that.
course I am. She indulges in it.
Oh
Like-
no, this might backfire. Wait, no! Hold on! I don't think Lexi can pull this off. If she
boy.
can, I will
boy.
actually make Astro Dress act weird. But I'll go on. Oh, really? Interesting. Interesting indeed. I do love warm bodies.
Me too.
But
Makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. She kind of smirks.
I don't know about the fuzzy part, but I could definitely tell you that
That feeling that you get whenever or Kaz gets around Alvarez. That's a perfect example of it.
raises an eyebrow. So you think that I would start to feel that a bit? I wouldn't know. Or at least I wouldn't know what it is.
I think you'll learn what it is soon enough. She grins.
Is that supposed to be a threat?
No. In time, shit happens.
I don't think too much. For one, I know for a fact that... And then she stops thinking about what some people have said that I won't want to specify yet, but she's gonna like, let me rephrase that. I already know that most people would not approve of me regardless. For you, for example, you don't like it when I like to play with Pratt, and now he's out of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So, you never liked what I did. Maybe I'll find a new thing to play with you about, since I also can't do that with your boy toy.
She just looks at her and shrugs. Oh, what a shame.
You say that now. I do have someone in mind, though.
Oh, yeah? Who do you have in mind?
Well, let's just say there's a young, scaly man that doesn't realize who he's dealing with. I'm wondering how he'd react if I
You
did
see
hold
her
him.
kind of burst out laughing. You're thinking about toying with Dravenor? Oh, that will be a show. Please remind me to bring popcorn whenever this occurs.
Oh, you really want me to make this into a show? Be careful with your words, Lyra.
I don't really care either way. Ash. She kind of sips her coffee.
You say that, but you have shown otherwise. But I rather not worry about it too much. Ash address drinks her coffee.
Why don't you go and play with Alvarez?
Stops drinking mid-sip. I don't know why you would suggest that.
I don't know. They seem to find you very interesting. After all, they do like you and Kaz both.
If you want my honest opinion, I think they just want to use me. But that's just how my life works. Only people want to use me all the time. So, I feel like that's what their goal is. I don't think they care for me. I think they care more for Kazzy, if that's what you call her. You know, that's not even what you should call her, but it's not a big deal on my end.
And what should I call her?
Why don't you ask your friends, Twist and Alvarez? They already know. Me, I'm just gonna enjoy my nice, warm cup of coffee.
She'll take a sip and then wait for Twist.
We're playing a waiting game.
Twist, Dravenor, either one.
Well, I guess as Twist is walking by, does it sound like there's any activity from Dravenor's room?
Dravenor, you can hear him putting on his armor. So he's been up, but it takes like 10 minutes at least to put his armor on.
So just the clanging noise of donning armor.
Pretty much.
Twist is just going to give the deepest of sighs and open the door.
Yeah, because he has not locked it, so yeah, it's open.
Yeah,
Does he
you
have
open.
pants?
Actually, I went to, because like when I originally said that, I was waiting for someone to tell me it was locked, and it's like, no, it's not. But I just imagine that, like, Twist was like about ready to like pick the lock, but then just realizes that it was unlocked this whole time.
Yeah.
And he's just confused.
Yeah, no, it tracks with who's inside, right? But then
Just
again,
puts
as
the
you look
pick away.
in, you see a Dragonborn donning their armor. I don't know if they're pantsless or not. That's up to him to answer. But the other bed is vacated of anybody on it.
Well, as Twist is opening the door and closing it, so you are Davino? Looking off to the side. Isn't there supposed to be a tiefling man inside your bed?
I ate him.
Well, time to take you back around corner. Pulls out shotgun.
Oh no!
I presume that was supposed to be a joke.
Yeah, no, it was a joke. No, yeah, he was never here. Apparently, I came in the room, he wasn't there, but I was too tired to care, so I just went to bed. I'm sure it's fine.
You could do a perception check there as you're kind of like gazing in that direction. I just haven't let Dravenor do it because I don't feel like he cares. Yeah. Just slightly from underneath the pillow, there's like an envelope. And
walks over to the bed and picks up the envelope.
it says to Lyra or anyone from the group.
He's going to put the envelope down, take a step away, have Mage Hand open the envelope, and then prestidigitate so that basically standard procedure for presumably a note left by somebody you think you know.
Oh
yeah. You open it near
Bitches
Dravenor
be
just to
acting.
be even more. No.
Bitches be acting sus.
Basically, he was looking to make sure he just didn't get in contact with something like strychnine poisoning or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
be
no.
a damn shame to bring that into this game, wouldn't it? No, you open it. There's a sheaf of paper in there. It looks like it has writing on it.
How does it read?
Okay, so you take it out to look at it then. It reads
Yep.
like what I'm about to copy paste. Because I was trying to map that out. Yeah, something like that. I have taken off with Shishay to go start some new training. Eshamori seems to be ready to go. Shishay managed to get a teleport back to the guild, so we'll be waiting there. I'm sorry I didn't say bye, but Shishay seemed really distressed, so if nothing more, she seemed to need company. See y'all back at Shandora. Cyrus.
So that's what happened.
P.S. This note will self-destruct in 10 seconds. No.
Ooh.
And you didn't bother to investigate this yourself, or?
Well, I mean, I figured Lyra had something to do with it. No, maybe Cyrus was, maybe they slept in the barn together, had that fun, and maybe she just left him there.
As Twist just like folds up the note and looks to Dravenor.
You know, I don't very often ask these questions, because normally I can just figure it out myself one way or another. But I'm going to speak this very plainly. Who the fuck are you?
I'm Dravenor Glastavala, adventurer, soldier. Try not to be much of a soldier or specialist on, mate. But yeah, adventurer.
No, those parts I already know. I already read your trading card.
Right.
You
I'm just like,
trading
what
card.
is your deal?
What do you mean? Look, I don't know. It's just, Charles is capable. He can take care of himself. So, only real threat was the dragon turtle, and that got taken care of. If Laura, I assumed maybe she knew. So, I mean, she didn't seem distressed. Maybe he went for a walk. I don't know. He's strong. He can take care of himself, right?
That's not what I'm driving at. Just like pinching the bridge of his nose, but
Or twist.
exercises the maximum amount of patience that this character can muster.
Uh-huh.
But it's like, I'll maybe ask him a simple question, since apparently this particular part you don't have to write in your guild paperwork. Why are you insecure to begin with?
Cause I was put on special assignment by my pop and some of my other superiors to, become an adventurer, cause to root out corruption, not particularly the criminal element, more like the corruption within the military itself and within the law and order. And if you're as an adventurer, well, they're not gonna really do much, nothing. They say, oh, you're just an adventurer, and then I can be like, oh, well, no, I'm from the castle, and then they'll be like, oh, damn, I guess we do have to share some stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Special assignment to root out corruption, but not strictly through military means. But do so as an adventurer.
And just to be clear, last night's old tirade against adventuring, you don't realize the irony in this.
Yeah, look, after getting some sleep and having a clear head, and I was at myself, and I don't know what brought it on. Maybe it was just the day, having fun at the beach, and with the eggs, and then the turtle, and then all that. But I'm still like a soldier, and I'm thinking of adventurers as like more than civilians, but I have to remind myself that adventurers within they're not the military, they're not the guard. And you lot are capable. You're more than capable than most people. Hell, you're more capable than most of the guard. And I just, after a long day dealing with so much bullshit, and then there's Smiley being kind of a prick, and then, well, I mean, even before that. But I don't know. It's just, it's the dog somewhere.
Yeah, right
But yeah,
outside your
it's
door
just,
trying to hump the wall because it doesn't know what to do with this bullshit.
it's yeah, no, I just, and he sits down on the bed like half dressed. I shouldn't be on your cases about doing what a soldier should do or guard should do, and I get it. I don't know. It's I'm not entirely sure what adventure it is. I mean, I've heard the stories, and even it seems like, oh, bounty happens, and then you go do it, and then it's done, and you're rewarded. And yeah, it's I have to, I guess, try to separate the soldier from the adventurer, and there are times when I can't seem to separate it. Well, a soldier, me, sticks out more than the adventurer, and I try to treat you like soldiers, and I shouldn't.
Just in a remarkably more casual posture than he usually does, like sits himself on the other bed, legs crossed. It's like, I do believe you've misunderstood a particular part of adventuring. And that is this. Not everyone who adventures is an adventurer. Do you understand the meaning?
I guess. I mean, not everyone who adventures is, part of a guild. They're not, holding the title of adventurer, I think.
Well, more just case in point. Even so, I am in Cease Adventuring Guild. I do not see myself as an adventurer. I don't particularly care for... Thinks on it for a moment. As you put it so eloquently yesterday, taking jobs just for the sake of gold itself. I have other higher purposes to take care of. And this is how I do it. It's like uncrosses his legs and recrosses the other way. This is just my way of saying you don't necessarily need to distinguish your different roles. You just simply make the roles work in tandem with each other. Makes them part of a more complete person. If you will, you have many different faces on a single head. I, for example, have many faces. And most can never tell which one I'm wearing at the time.
Yeah, I think I get what you mean. I'm sorry about yesterday. I'll make sure to apologise to everyone else too. I was being a dickhead, and that's I don't know why I was acting like that, but I'll make sure to do better.
I will say one thing, sir. I can... And like this part comes a bit strained. At the very least, I can see that your art is in the right place. But as you must already know, an army is only as strong as its unity. So perhaps maybe all of us should work together to understand each other better and reach a certain form of solidarity.
Yeah, yeah. I think I get what you mean.
And I will, by those words, attempt to do the same. And somewhat hesitantly holds out a hand.
Aww.
All right, I'm gonna reach out and grab the hand.
Is he doing it the hard way?
Uh,
I just need to know if I need to make a defensive athletics.
no, Dravenor is being gentle.
Okay.
And then check me
Awesome.
out the window.
Oh god. It's like you dropped your guard. Throws Chris out the window.
Gotcha, bitch.
Listen, shall we see what the others are up to?
I suppose we should. Well, I suppose I should get my upper half on. I'll meet you out there.
It is very curious as he's just looking over them like, do you normally do it in that order?
Well, I mean, granted, look, I don't always do it the same way all the time. You think I would have by now, but yeah, it's been a weird morning. I had a weird dream about a marshmallow rhino, and it was chasing me, and then I bit its ear, and it was delicious. So I think I'm still kind of waking up a little.
As he's just trying to imagine a marshmallow rhino, he just gets up from the bed and right,
See you at the table.
Yeah. Meanwhile, as you make your way out to the common room, are Lyra and Ashildress staying that far apart?
Well,
I
I
did-
mean, eventually she would have asked Ash to join her.
I don't see why not. Will you fill me another cup of coffee, dear? Kind of looking into the person, the bartender.
Yep. Just nods and pours you a cup. Seems to be too
Oh.
early for them too.
I'll definitely need to put some milk in this, but this will work fine.
Here's the cream and milk right here. Okay, bye.
Grabs it on the way with Mage Hand.
Okay. And then Twist is coming out.
Good. I'm glad that you two are finally getting along,
She sips her
fellow
cup of coffee.
co-workers.
Oh no! You hear a long breathy sigh from Lyra.
You could say we are the best of friends now. She never denied what I might do next.
You know what? I was just having a conversation about how all of us should try to be more supportive of each other. Stand in unity. I'm glad that you two have already picked up the other shoe. I think that's how that phrase goes.
Indeed, Lyra. Wouldn't you agree?
If the shoe fits, like.
Super shit bits. Oh boy. I have no NPCs to have a good conversation with you with, so have fun, guys.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna give them a chance to talk because I know Asher will be like, I must disappear for a bit, though. I think we might need to get prepared. So, I'm gonna be
For?
casting it for whatever dangers come. I must, come up with a contingency, as I would phrase it. Or I'm casting contingency, but it takes 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Twist snaps his fingers. Ah, that's right. You were indisposed at the time, Mon Lyra.
Mm.
It appears that at our request, the Madame might be traveling with us for a time.
That's excellent news, Twist.
She will be assisting us in our endeavor to find us a night egg. Or a night egg, rather.
That's wonderful news.
Essentially, all I have to do is just, as he holds up the sending stone, give her the signal, and she should be with us somewhat shortly. But of course, I've not had the chance to discuss with everyone if this is our preferred course of action.
She'll nod to that. How are we
So
getting
you
back
already
to
know? Fully clothed?
Yes. How are we getting back to the guild, though? With who being out.
We are not going back to the guild. It
Where
is
are
my
we going?
understanding that our first destination might be the Arcanum.
Oh. Okay.
You will recall, and this is the Hollywood, you might recall. It's like, you already know this, or as you're already aware.
We've had this conversation once or twice already. You're just forgetting it right now. But here, let's remind you.
It's like, as you already know, our organization is on very excellent terms with the Arcanum for our charitable activities. So she figured that it might be the first place to conduct an investigation into the possible location of One Night Egg.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it seems like they would
course,
know something more.
Of course.
Correct.
Well, they might know more about it, and this is just speculation on the Madame's part, but she thinks there might even be a night egg at the very school itself. Just speculation, so.
Well, Madame's usually right. So.
And now since the token is there, Twist would look over.
Dravenor, I see you are now fully closed.
Yep. Fully dressed, armored, and ready to go eat.
Wait, where's Cyrus?
About that. You see, Twist. Yeah, you wanna, he, note, which left at the bed. He has gone to Twist. Take it over from here.
Jeez.
He looks over
Well,
at Twist.
It appears that Silas and Shishe will be spending a lot of private time together at the Kyoto
I mean,
for
that's
some
Training?
special training.
well, is that what we're gonna assume, Lyra? We're not gonna be the jealous type, are we? Shishay would never
No,
do
like
that to you, right?
she knows that Cyrus and Shishay has trained before. So like,
I'm just
yeah.
teasing you.
Just like I'm just because this is already well known above table, like Twist doesn't understand the the innuendo that he might be making.
Right.
He's
no.
just stating it very plainly.
What?
It's like,
No.
so
Don't
yes,
know yet.
precisely, training. What else could that mean?
Sorry, I didn't hear that. What?
It's yes, training, exactly. I don't really know what else as a meaning that could have possibly add.
Me either. She kind of smiles.
All right.
But it
So
appears for the time being that you shall be rooming with ourselves for a while. At least until we return to Shandola, or otherwise appears from a nebulous portal, like say, just like pauses for a moment, like say, I don't actually know, say, barely closed new employees that came in some weeks ago for with Averis.
yes, those two.
They just appear through a portal for unknown reasons. I don't fully understand their magic.
Are you talking about the ones that I told Cyrus to have fun with?
I suppose I was not there for that particular conversation, but I suppose.
It was a big ordeal. I
Oh,
was.
yeah. Ours
Yes,
has
that is a
4.
lot
My
of new
bad.
employees to take on all at once. All those applications. You know, I had to read so many of those. Incidentally, Shishe should really upgrade our security measures for the private files.
She kind of snickers.
But yeah, we will be finishing up soon in case you didn't get to read that. So kind of like setting up for next week, what do we want to do to kind of like lead into that?
Yes.
I guess looking over to Dravenor.
I know we've only briefly touched on this conversation before, but how would you feel about assisting in tracking down a night egg?
I think that would be a thing to do. It would help Sparky, right? I think it'll be good. Yeah.
Also, for what it's worth,
Just like leaning in on it a bit.
night elves are notoriously evil creatures.
Yes, and perhaps doing away with such evil will earn us a reward. Kind of a big
Definitely.
smile and a big wink over to Twist.
This is like totally the opposite of what Cass wants.
Travenor, I think we would like to communicate to the hag.
Oh, then yeah,
Not
let's talk to it then.
Well, we can do whatever we want after this effect, but
first. I think we're more leaning toward having a conversation or having help with a conversation in between Ash and Cass. Correct, Twist?
that is the intention. But once that intention is laid out, I don't think anyone would care what happens to Sinatag after that. But
That
if
would
that's
be
the
correct.
But if that's the case, if everyone is more or less in agreement,
Twist is going to pull out the sending stone.
so well, madame, it appears it has been decided. We await you at the local inn and tavern.
Very well. We'll be ready within the hour. Basically all you get back. And that's kind of like where we're going to go ahead and end the scene. That way we can get most of our party back for next week. That sound good?
Yeah.
Yep, it's been a weird week. Didn't have everybody at the beginning here, but we're going to go ahead and call it an early game just for that. That way we don't get too far into everything. Join us next week, Sundays, 12 p.m. Central. If you want to play in sub-only RP, you can type !sub RP in Twitch. I believe that works. That's how it works. There you go. There's the information to join the sub RP. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central, we have our Elsperia Trails to the Past. Wednesday night is The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. And Friday is our Ivanera, the University of Ivanera, our academia, as it were, as we've just reached the great campus itself in our session 0. So join us for session 1 this Friday, 6 p.m. If you are wanting to make a character and you haven't done so yet, you can join us as early as 4:30 p.m. Central. And information, ! Help for that one. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, and maybe even later on tonight, I usually stream some video gameplays over at We Rise as One. So if you want to check out some video gameplays that are kind of like in the background of what we do here, check us out on We Rise as One. I'll do that real quick, and then say goodnight to Twitch and Facebook, everybody.
Good night.
Night-night.
Jenai.
Good night.
Bye.
I rested a lot so I could be here today. Let me open the game so we could play together. Hold on. Oh god, I feel so unprepared. You ever like, I don't know, cause like I haven't, I haven't streamed in so many days. It's like I forgot what I'm doing. Oh God. Just thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. Thank you. Thank you very much. Also, thank you everyone for 900k. We didn't get to celebrate, but we're celebrating next week. Everything will be celebrated next week. Let me get in the VC with my favorite VTuber. Hello?
Mousy, hello!
Yeah. Hi. Hello, I'm so sorry I'm late.
Don't worry about it, please. Are you doing okay?
I'm okay. I'm a little under the weather still, but I'll be fine.
Hey, I feel kind of cruddy too, so don't worry about it.
Oh, we're both cruddy.
Yeah. We're both cruddy and crusty.
Crusty, cruddy, it's how